What's up, guys? This is Ash with Legacy Barbecue. Today we're going to do something quick and simple. Everybody can do it in their backyard, and that's ribeye steaks on the grill. Here I've got 3 ribeyes that I've already trimmed, and by doing so, all I'm doing is going around and taking the fat, the really thick fat, off the round of the steak. So I've got these trimmed out to my liking, all the way around this corner right here, and this fat is going to be great on this ribeyes. It's going to melt in our mouth. So we're going to do a blue cheese compound butter with that. I'm going to get everything the steak seasoned. I've got a steak season right here that's super easy. All it is salt, pepper, garlic powder, and some smoked paprika. That's all you need for these steaks, and just season them liberally. Both sides. Grab you some of the rub, throw it on there, just like that. And beef can take a lot of salt, so do not be afraid. Just when you think you've got too much salt, you can probably put just a little bit more and be okay. Liberally season the back sides, just like that. And then take your steaks and use your cutting board and just roll it around. Get every little bit of that seasoning off of the cutting board and onto the steaks, just like that. All right. Now, I like to let these steaks sit out for about 15 or 20 minutes while they're seasoned. That's going to start to get the seasoning down into the meat. It's going to start to pull some of the juices out, work the salt down into the meat. So what we're going to do now is get our compound butter ready. 1 stick of butter, blue cheese, a little bit of our steak rub that we made up, and just mash it together. You want your butter softened so it all mixes well, and just take you a fork and start mashing. You've also got some parsley down in there for a little bit of color. It's going to look good on the finished product of these steaks. So we just want to take a fork and mash all that garlicky butter down into a bowl. Mix it all in well. Once I've got it incorporated like I like, what I'm going to do is take a piece of saran wrap, put this butter right out onto the saran wrap, just like that. Give it a little mash. Get it all out of there. And we're just going to give it a little roll. Push it over. And then use your fingers to make a little roll. Wrap it up like that. What I like to do is push the ends in. I'm going to stick that back in the refrigerator so it gets hard, and then we're going to slice this at the end and put it on our ribeyes when they're just about ready to come off the grill. It's going to give it a great flavor. You guys are going to love it. All right, guys, so I'm out here at my Weber kettle grill. I got my charcoal all lit, ready to go. I want to set this fire up for indirect heat. 2-zone cooking. So the way I'm going to do that is real easy. I'm going to dump these coals on one side, just like that. I'm going to take my griddle, right, just like that. Now what I've done is I've got a very hot side right here, and then I've got a cool zone right over here. I want to place these ribeyes right here on that cool zone to start out, and we're going to do what's called a reverse sear. We're going to let them get up to temperature nice and slow on this side, and when they get ready, we're going to flip them over here to this hot side. All right, guys, so we've had our steaks on the cooler side of the grill now until they've reached a temperature of about 120 degrees. All right, I'm shooting for medium rare here, so I want it to fall somewhere around 130. Get my tongs ready. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna grab these steaks directly over here to the hot zone. All right, we're gonna let them hang out here for about 2 minutes. We're gonna rotate them, give them another 2 minutes. We're gonna flip them, and they should be just about perfect. All right, so it's been about 2 minutes per side. Now we're gonna flip them over. Sear that back side. And now I'm going to take my slices of that good blue cheese compound butter that we made. It's nice and firmed up now. I'm going to place them right there on top of those ribeyes, just like that. I'm going to close the lid this time around. Let these steaks finish off and let that butter melt all over the top of those steaks to finish them off. We're going to take these off and we're going to let them rest for about 5 minutes before slicing them. I'll meet you inside at the cutting board. We'll see what they look like. So our ribeyes are done. We did a reverse sear method on the Weber Kettle grill. We started out low temperature on that cooler side of the grill. Once they reached to about 110, 120 degrees, we went ahead and flipped them over there to that hot zone of the fire and got a nice sear on them. So I'm going to show you the proper way to slice up a ribeye. The ribeye has two parts. You've got the round, and then you've got the little curvy part on the top that's called the spinalis. Now the spinalis, in my opinion, is the best eating. And the direction of the grain runs two different ways in these two different pieces of meat. So what I like to do is come in here and remove that spinalis, just like that. Then I'm going to take this round, and it gives you a good marker right here. Slice that a little end nugget off of it, and I can tell that the grain is running this way. So I want to slice this steak against that grain, just like this. Let all that blue cheese butter get down into there. That's good stuff. The dog's hungry as usual. So then I want to take my spinalis and I want to go across the grain on that one, just like this, into nice little nuggets. Just like that. And that is how I would fillet open a ribeye. Nice little spinalis, just like that. Now you can get as creative as you want and fancy as you want with a plating. But I want to get down in there and try a little piece of this. You can tell, very juicy, looks very tender. That is a good steak. The blue cheese just really complements the beef flavor of this prime ribeye. And man, that is so good. That is good eating right there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it helps you. This is just very basics in how to cook a steak at home. But do this and impress all your friends and family. I promise you, they're going to love it. Till next time, we'll see you again. This is Legacy Barbecue, and I'm Ash.